So let's go inside. Remember, 3 points of contact to get in and out. These Scania seats have plenty of adjustments, plus a dump valve for easy exit and re-entry. You can make a multitude of adjustments so the seat is set up correctly for safe and fatigue-free driving. Now the steering wheel adjusts through 15 position settings, again allowing you to be very comfortable and in control behind the wheel. And when you hop in any Scania PGR series, you'll see the layout is very similar. So you only need to learn one set of buttons and switches to be right at home. And the picture on each button tells you exactly what it does. And the steering wheel buttons help you to drive the truck, particularly these cruise control, downhill speed control, and on some trucks, adaptive cruise control buttons. Now no one likes a hot cab, so there's air conditioning and also air circulation, which keeps the air moving and cooling even after you've turned off. So you don't come back to a hot cab or need to leave the truck idling and the air conditioner running while you grab a bite. The Scania has a very simple to understand program for warning lights on the dash. White symbols are for information, telling you functions are ready to go. Green lights say the function is operating. And yellow lights warn of minor faults or a temporary function. And red lights demand attention now, and if the red lights are accompanied by an alarm or flashing, you must stop the truck as soon as it is safe. If used properly, cruise control can save fuel. You can control the speed using the buttons here on the bottom of the steering wheel. On some models, adaptive cruise control can set a constant time gap to the vehicle in front, which ensures that you'll have a safe braking zone. You can adjust the time gap using the buttons placed between the cruise control and the downhill speed control buttons. The downhill speed control holds the vehicle at a set speed on a descent, using engine braking as well as the retarder for added safety. You can also be set by light dab on a foot brake, which activates downhill speed control as long as the switch on the underside of the retarder lever is set to on. But there's more about the retarder later. The parking brake has 3 positions: drive, emergency and park. And the parking brake works on both truck and trailer brakes, and there's also a separate trailer brake lever placed below the parking brake. There's also an interlock valve which you pull out to charge the trailers with air when you hook up. But remember to push it back in before you take off, otherwise you ain't going anywhere. If there's low air pressure, it pops out and you can't disengage the park brake. But be aware not to pull too hard, just gently squeeze the button.
On a typical bogie drive 6x4, Scania provides a power divider and cross locks. This should only be engaged while stationary or at very low speeds with your foot off the throttle. When the power divider is engaged, the drive is split 50-50 between the front and rear axles so long as there is no wheel spin and the truck is on flat ground. This will ensure better traction across uneven surfaces. If the surface is broken, loose or very slippery, use the cross locks to split the drive 25% to each set of wheels right and left on both axles. This ensures that if only one set of wheels has traction, the truck keeps moving. A switch on the dash activates the power divider, lock and cross locks. The power divider lock can be a help if you're trying to hook up on a slippery surface and all the drive is going to one set of wheels. When approaching tricky surfaces, the smart tip is to engage the power divider, lock or cross locks before you need them. Remember to deactivate the cross locks manually after crossing the loose surface and avoid making turns when the cross locks are engaged. On 6x2 models, Scania provides a load sharing feature, which puts more weight over the drive axle to improve traction or when making tight manoeuvres in a confined environment. This is handy when pulling an empty trailer across a gutter or up a wet slope out of a supermarket loading dock. You can adjust the load sharing airbags by pressing this button to move more weight over the drive axle. The system automatically reverts to normal ride height above 30 k's, or you can manually self-level by pressing this button. Load share can be activated at slow speeds below 30 km per hour. But remember, you need to use it before you get stuck for best results.
Thanks, Alan. Now before we move on, we should mention this. You may see a pop-up symbol flash up in the dash when you're driving over a gutter, down or up a driveway, or when accelerating up an incline, especially in slippery conditions. The symbol is alerting the driver that the traction control safety feature is operating. The system is braking a spinning wheel and reducing engine torque, allowing better traction without the loss of momentum. And we should add, if you are driving with cruise control activated in wet or slippery conditions, and this occurs, it is advisable to switch the cruise control off. To help you get the best from your truck, you'll need to use a suite of features Scania engineers have combined to improve your efficiency and make your driving less tiring. And one of them is the Scania Opticruise. Now this is not an automatic transmission, it's an automated gear changing system for manual gearboxes. The Scania retarder is a braking system connected to the gearbox, which can automatically maintain braking to control the vehicle speed within a specified range. Cruise control is a familiar system, but Scania also offers downhill speed control, an automated system that works with cruise control and the Scania retarder and engine braking to maintain a constant downhill speed. And let's not forget offset speed control. It allows the truck to travel downhill a preset amount above the cruise control on a downhill run. Today most Scania trucks are fitted with an automated manual transmission with 12 forward gears plus 2 crawler gears. We call this automated manual Scania Opticruise. Now Opticruise can change gear automatically for you, or there is a manual control. The 2 gearbox modes for on-highway, economy and standard, and for trucks that work off-road, an off-road mode. The transmission is programmed to protect itself from abuse, and it'll always pick the lowest practical gear to start off, taking into account the load and the incline of the road. The crawler gears are designed for arduous starts and protect the clutch. And you need to be stopped to engage crawler gears, but the truck will automatically shift into normal range once you're on the move. There are also 2 reversing gears and a manoeuvring mode, which alters the throttle response to allow you to have more control over the speed of entry into a loading dock. In Australia, Scania Opticruise provides 2 shift modes, standard and economy. And for off-road work, there's an off-road mode as well. The standard shift mode is ideal for everyday driving and undulating hills. Economy mode optimises shift patterns for even better fuel results. This strives to stay within the torque band. The Scania Opticruise and retarder are all controlled from the right-hand lever, easily reached from the steering wheel. A ring toggle on the lever allows you to select drive, neutral or reverse. And when in drive, you can turn the toggle against the detent to select between drive modes. On the end of the lever is a button for switching between auto and manual gear selection. And in both modes, you can change gear by pulling or pushing the lever.